In this video, we're going to talk about getting a product management job during COVID. It's a very, very popular topic. COVID came, it went, and now it's coming back. And there may be some implications there about how we navigate the world. And I have a special guest on this show, Dr. Nancy Lee. She's going to be going over a couple top tips to think through. It's really important for me to bring her on and talk about this because she is an expert, and I will let Dr. Nancy Lee introduce herself.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Nancy Lee. I am a director of product, a YouTuber, and also product management coach, recently featured in Forbes. And I really enjoy the opportunities helping others transition from worker bee to product manager and business leader. I have my own YouTube channel specifically talking about how to get into product management, what it's look like, and also helping lots of people who are didn't come from the same kind of prestigious background. You have to go to Harvard, MIT to get into PM. And I think product management career should be available for everybody.
I love that you said that though, because I think there's a misconception about people needing to get into a top tier university and going to Harvard and MIT. Not like that is not going to help you because it will. But you don't need to do that. I didn't go to a prestigious school. So what do you think that the candidate needs to do from an elevator pitch standpoint?
Yeah, very good question. So first of all, let me define the elevator pitch, 30 seconds elevator pitch. Everybody need to have one. I think even for us and YouTubers or everybody, you have just quick, short intro of who you are, what you value, what you stands for. And specifically for candidate, your 30 seconds elevator pitch should come up with 4 key points, which I have a YouTube video talk about how exactly goes through this, but I do want to give you guys a quick overview regarding the 4 key points you need to talk about. First of all is introduce your name. That's straightforward. And second is give them a summary of years experience related product. Sometimes it doesn't have to be, I am a product manager for 4 years. You can say, I have 2 product internship experience, or I have 3 years experience launching and developing technology product, because software developer, you are developing a product. Mm-hmm. So give them a summary, and then you go into, which I believe is the most important part, tell them the impressive story of yourself, so that they hear it, they're going to fall off the chair. So that's a key. So make it stand out. Well, wow, so curious, you did this. Very interesting, like to hear more. And then at the end, call to action, you can say, I want to network with you, learn more about the Amazon culture, one thing for your company, or I want to get some career advice from you. Or you can, if you talk to hiring manager, you can say, hey, I am top 1% candidate. I like to talk to you about my candidacy. It's up to you what the end, the call to action is, but the 30 seconds elevator pitch is the key to open so many doors for all the candidates.
Yeah, I agree. I'll add one thing to that. I mean, some people are going to probably say well, I don't have much experience because they're just getting into it. But I think the key takeaway here is that even if you don't, it's what clubs, what things have you participated in a school setting that make you look like a leader? Because product managers are often leaders. The ownership is a big leadership principle when it comes to a lot of these organizations. And so what have you taken ownership in from a school perspective or even a class project? Those are one item that you can kind of pepper in there. And ideally, if it's related to the job at hand, even better. So if you're going to a career booth or something like that, you're pitching somebody, it's the related item to a role that you already saw previously. So when you're approaching somebody, you're able to say, hey, based on this role, here are 2 things that I am a pro at, or here are 2 things that illustrate my leadership principles. Love to talk about it more.
I do like this aspect because when you start to pitch yourself, sell yourself, and bring up something that's very relevant to PM. And that I think lots of people forget to do. And I do like leadership is very relevant to PM. And lots of people also actually have done customer interview. You just never think about you are doing customer interview. But anytime when you engage with customers, you ask yourself, did I do customer interview to understand the needs and requirement and the pain point? If you have done that, yes, that can go into your resume, your portfolio, your pitch, everything. So, hey, I already have relevant experience.
All right, Dr. Nancy, drum roll, number 2.
Learn how to do virtual networking. I think lots of people feel very tired. At least I feel a little bit tired. Just every day is a groundhog day. It's a loop. So you don't really go out anymore. Everything has changed. But as we talk about, like COVID can going up and down. We don't know how Delta variant is going to impact us moving forward. So I encourage everybody to build a muscle of networking. So networking came from two aspects. One is on LinkedIn, that you know somebody's hiring, or you kind of trying to get into certain companies, you start to network that way. And you can also go to certain type of career fair, which lots of my students have a lot of career success. Like they went to certain career fair, which I recommended. They always get interviews. Some of them get an offer directly from certain career fair. The top event I recommend everybody to check out is Women Hack, and even men are getting interview opportunities through Women Hack. And on their website, even it's called Women Hack, men are welcome as well. But in general, so far, my student went to Women Hack, they always get interviews. Some of them get offers directly through Women Hack, and some of them just getting into a product management field, get a job within 2 months directly using the right networking opportunity. So I want all of you guys really take advantage of those top events I recommended.
That's awesome. And then as far as are there any other virtual events that you recommend?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of virtual events, such as I live in Boston, and the same thing in San Francisco because of COVID. Just go check it out yourself. And there's a local organization, such a product management organization in Boston. You just go Product Management Association Boston, PM Association San Francisco, or anywhere you guys live. And they usually have monthly event, have speaker talking about product management. Oh, that's the best opportunity for you to network with existing PM. Some of them could be hiring managers. That's amazing opportunities. The key is that whenever you guys go to those networking events, lots of candidates, they are not in the networking zone. They just connect with people. They don't pitch themselves. You need to connect the 30 seconds elevator pitch, plus you go into event, meet people. Those two need to go together. Lots of people actually miss the first step. And then even if they go to networking event, it doesn't work. So I'm going to link that video about 30 seconds elevator pitch. And to you guys later on, please make sure that's the most important part. And then you go to this event. That's where you need to go.
That's great. That's awesome. And then as far as there's a lot of talk on product portfolios. I hear people talking about that a lot on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have some thoughts on this topic as well.
Yeah, I am very big on product portfolio, and I do believe that people can become a product manager even if you don't have PM experience. But how would you make it happen? I do not suggest people to fake it until you make it. That's totally against my personal value. You need to learn it and do it before you make it. So the way to do it is to build a product portfolio. So my definition of product portfolio is show them what kind of side project or existing company's project, any kind of project, as long as it's not confidential, public information, and you can turn it into a product portfolio to show 10 steps, different things going into product portfolio, what you did with customer interview, customer persona, many different 10 steps going into it.
The idea of a portfolio can be maybe really intimidating for people, especially who are not necessarily in the field. But what you can do, even as a starting point, is you can create an article about a user experience that you dislike or that you like, and why. Here are the 5 top reasons why I dislike the Lyft app user interface as a woman. Fascinating. Why? Why do you dislike it? Pick it apart for me. Number 1, people use their phones like this, and maybe the Lyft hailing app button is at the top. Well, I tend to use my phone like this, and I have small thumbs, and I just want to, tap it on the bottom. So I really dislike this aspect of it. Tip number 2, maybe the language on the website is very, unfriendly or something like that, or it's not gamified. Any number of things. It's your opinion on picking apart product features that you do or do not like. And usually on the not like side of things, they lend to more fascinating conversations.
Exactly. Actually, I have success story. One of my students, it happened like a month ago. It's so crazy. So I told all my students, hey guys, make sure you pitch, do part of portfolio. Guess what she did? She went above and beyond. She she emailed the VP of product at a company called Kajabi,
Yep.
and they
I
say
know
it's an
them well.
education company. Yeah. So she emailed the VP of product saying, "Hey, that's I'm the end user, so my student use Kajabi for my course as well. So that I'm the end user. There's 10 different things you guys need to improve." And she sent it to the VP of product, and then immediately she got a call from the VP of product. Then she could use the opportunity to pitch herself and also express her opinion how Kajabi can be improved. Yeah, it's brilliant idea. Hey, just show that. And
Yeah.
herself, to be honest, herself was in investment banking.
Yep.
Zero
product.
product management experience. Investment banker getting into PM.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should definitely do that.
Yeah, and like there's so many things about product that seem difficult to an outsider who's not in the industry. It is literally as simple as I am a user and I don't like this thing. You're literally putting your user hat on and you're saying like I don't like this thing. And as a product manager, that's what we do. We translate problems that users are having and we translate them into user stories so that they can be created in plain English. Like our jobs are actually very, very easy, but what makes them hard is the political layers in the product management world, right? Like passion projects and all kinds of like things that you have to deal with in the product world. But even writing an article on LinkedIn, very important. You can just go tag a handful of product managers, or you could say, hey, I just listened to this talk on YouTube from the director of product at Google, whatever, and tag that person in your post or your article and say, like, here are the 3 takeaways. Get these people on your radar, or they pull them into your world.
I love this, the linking strategy. Awesome. And I do see lots of people start to tag people, and then they showed up, they tag me, and they showed up on my feed. And my feed definitely has so many product managers, hiring managers. Oh, who is this? Tagging Dr. Nancy Lee. And actually crazy. So another student of mine is so amazing. So he already got a job offer in self-driving car company. And then all of a sudden he started to write articles, just not just like sharing experience and tag people. And then both Google and Amazon recruiter reach out to her. Him, it's a him. It's a him. And now he already and he ended up getting offered from both Amazon, Google. It's crazy. So
you're pulling people into your world. So that product portfolio is not just defined as like you creating a literal portfolio. It's down to even the smallest things like an article or tagging people in a single post or saying, here are the top 3 ideas from the most prestigious product managers out there, right, that I learned recently or something like that. It hits their notification, hits their phone, right? Who just wrote an article about me? Wow, that's really fascinating.
Yeah, people love to be tagged, shared, liked.
Yeah. Everybody want to be liked. Everybody want to be liked.
So make sure you like this YouTube video. Okay,
like this video. Right.
Subscribe.
That's right. All right. So Nancy, we have the last point here. Nailing the PM interview. So now we've gone through our pitch. They love us, right? We got the networking strategy. We put together a portfolio. People have tagged us, and now we're on the phone. What do we do?
The last part, which is also something very important, gatekeeper, is can you pass the interview, right? So the product manager interview, I do strongly recommend everybody to use the right framework to pass a PM interview. Do not use consultant framework. It's also case interview. Never do that. That was a big mistake, and people did it at the beginning. Even it's called product strategy question. Don't use consulting strategy to solve product strategy. It's a very different framework, and actually, it's very funny. So I invented my own framework for product strategy called Gucci framework. I find it very funny. But and also, it's so easier for people to remember. And then not just the using the right framework, you guys also need to start to practice with the right people. It's my personal belief, it's very important to have high quality than quantity. I always tell everybody to hit the quality. I have people, it's crazy. So someone reached out to me, she already did 40 mock interviews. I also have someone reach out to me, she did 300 mock interviews. Wow. It's crazy. It's not about number. Hey guys, 20 is enough. Okay, 20 is, if it's high quality. If it's high quality, 20 is enough. Okay, so you have to first of all practice with the right people. Don't just, hey, I have a roommate, you want to do this with me? They cannot provide you feedback. Just say, oh, sounds cool, right? I would rather practice with John and me. Right? That way, I think it's a way higher quality. And then second, the right people. And the second part is that, hey, when you practice with them, how do you learn quickly through this experience? Do you guys know, oh, did you use the right framework? Can that person provide you like right feedback? Did you learn each time through each practice? And third, which I also recommend everybody, do not make this mistake. Do not buy a $10 book. I seriously trying to tell others, do not make the same mistake I made 5 years ago. 10 years, like 5 years ago, Google invited me to do an interview with them. I went all the way to the final round interview. And my preparation was like, let me just buy a book called Cracking the PM Interview. A $10 book is not going to get you a job in Google that pay you 300 grand. What the heck I'm thinking of 5 years ago. That's why I think you guys at least need to watch lots of YouTube videos, and we have lots of learning materials on our channels. And then you guys should also like check out any kind of coaching program, anything that can help you. I believe the combination of everything is going to help to get into next level. But at least I will start from YouTube videos first. To be honest with you guys, I would never count on $10 book as in the burn my opportunity 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think the key takeaway I get from you in this point is the practice. You have to practice. Like just reading the book or just watching the YouTube videos or just passively listening to us or some kind of course is not going to get you there. Like you really do have to kind of practice these things. I'll put a link to Dr. Nancy's Gucci framework in the description of this video as well, because I'm sure there's a lot of details there. And just briefly touching on it here probably won't do it justice. Off to you, Dr. Nancy. Let them know where they can find you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right. So if you want to find me, feel free to go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Nancy Li, Director Product. I'm very searchable. And also make sure the Li spelled as L-I, not L-E-E, Dr. Nancy Li. And also using the same name on Instagram. And lots of people DM me on Instagram and see behind the scenes stories. And then also go to my website, drnancy.com, if you're interested in learning more about what I do and my personal story as well. So thank you so much for having me. And also my YouTube channel, I'm going to link it in the description as well.
Absolutely. We'll put all those details in there. Definitely go check her out. Dr. Nancy Li, thank you so much.
Thank you, John. It was so great to work with you and sharing all the like exciting stories with each other.
Little nuggets. We got little nuggets.
Yeah, golden nuggets.